Hello guys, and welcome to a new Let's Play series of the life and suffering of Sir Brante. This is a very unconventional game. I think the best way I can describe it is a life simulator. Basically, it chronicles the life of the main character, Sir Brante, and the whole story goes like a visual novel or a choose-your-own adventure novel, where you make decisions, and those decisions you make affect the life and the events that happen to the main character. So this by itself may be not very interesting, but what's interesting about this game is the very innovative and interesting setting in which it happens. It's like a sort of a medieval society with very strict rules, but also it has like these weird supernatural elements. And before I spoil anything, I think we should just get started. I think this game is best experienced with with no pre-knowledge of it and no spoilers. So yeah, I don't want to talk too much about it, let's just go. Okay, sir, I don't know about, should I use my own name here? Probably not very useful in this case. I think Sir Thomas Brante, I think it sounds very appropriate in this case. Alright, so game mode, chapter restarts enabled. You'll be able to rewind to the beginning of any chapter you have completed and continue from that point. Okay, that's useful. Iron Man disabled. You'll not be able to go back to previous chapters and change your decisions. Alright, since I've played it a little bit, but it's the first time I'm thinking of going to the end, I should probably disable Iron Man. Consequences open. You see the consequence of your possible choice in advance. Right, hidden. You'll not see the consequence of your possible choice in advance. So, once again, for first game, let's leave it open. So, let's go. You hold the fate of a single man in your hands. You follow his life from birth to death. Your choices shall define who Sir Brante will grow to be. You will decide his personality, social status, and what mark you leave on history. With every step he takes at your behest, Sir Brante's character will change and evolve. Your decisions will close some doors for him, but open many others. The world of Sir Brante's birth is a ruthless realm where people are divided into estates. It is hard to be a hero here. Be ready to accept that Sir Brante cannot overcome every challenge in his path. Every hard choice he would test his character and personal qualities. Often you will not be able to make the choice you would like to. It may happen because you chose a different road earlier, exhaust your hero's willpower, or haven't earned the right position in society. Just like real life, I will say. Every victory will be a struggle, a path paved with bitter losses and gut-wrenching failures. Accept the tragedy. This is how you create a gripping and unique tale of your hero. What will become of your Sir Brante, his loved ones, and this world? It all depends on you.
The story of my life remains written on these pages. But my fate has always been my own. Every deed, every choice, every person I met made me what I am. Could I have taken a different path? Could I have found a different calling? Altered the very course of history? And what price would I have to pay?
Alright, quite a nice introduction. Your fingers are stained with ink, your breathing grows ragged, your hands are shaking. Yet the words begin appearing on the page before you one by one, clinging together to form a chronicle of your own life. Who are you, and how do you reach this end? You were born, raised, and lived your entire life in the blessed Archean Empire. In this land, a man's destiny is predetermined at the moment of his birth. Whether human or Archean nobleman, priest, or low-born commoner, all bent to the divine will of the twin gods. And each life is not but a single cog in the universe's immeasurable machine. The memories come flooding back. They engulf you as a merciless wave, binding together days that are thrice dead and gone. The dreams of your childhood, your adolescence, your youth spent in the capital, years of peace teeming with life and a war drenched in blood. High ranks and lowly deeds, opulent palaces, secretive city backstreets, fields of battle, and faces, so many faces of the people you held dear, the people who walked this road by your side. Such was your life, now all exposed by ink erupting into the page. With your every step you sought to change the world as you saw fit, the choice of your upbringing, the path you carved in your youth, the fruits of your struggle, the consequence of your sacrifice, all of it led you here to the end of your time, and every choice had a price. Now, years and years later, the crossroads of your life echo in your memory, the pain and joy inextricably intermingled. Could you have taken a different path, chosen a different calling, found a different place in the world? You had the power to alter the very course of history. Now, on the verge of death, you struggle with doubt, seeking answers to the last and most crucial questions of all. Your life. Of all the paths in life, why did you walk this one? Did you choose your own fate, or was your life shaped by forces beyond your control? What determines a man's destiny? Man, this sounds like Berserk, the theme of destiny and, how everything is predetermined and how humans fight to carve their own path in life besides this basically evil god that's watches over them. It's a very big and important theme. So here I guess it's a similar theme here. Okay, the man himself. Your life has always been yours to live. You made your own destiny. Oh, what determines a man's destiny? That's the question. Okay. The man himself. The world around him. A higher power. There is no destiny. Okay, interesting. So, for me, I don't believe in a higher power. So the world around me, I mean, sure, it has an effect on you, but it's kind of secondary. I mean, still, whatever happens around you, like if you live a reactionary life and make no choices, I guess that would be the correct. But I think it's better, I don't know, to choose one of those options, the man himself, so you either make your own destiny, or there is no destiny, which is kind of the same, I guess? Not really sure. Well, let's go with this, the man himself. At the end of time, you can hear Death's footstep drawing near. You square your shoulders and take a deep, full breath. You have found your final answer. What is destiny other than a long chain of your own actions and decisions? Yep, pretty much. No matter what happened in your life, you always had a choice. Yep, that's also correct. Always, you always have a choice. Even when it doesn't seem like it, even when you're like driven into a corner, I mean, between maybe two or more choices that are all bad, you always have a choice. Always. You live the life you deserved, only you can ask for it. Okay. But are you right about this? Is it all true? To learn the truth, you have to return to the very beginning, remembering every step you took along the way. On these pages, the story of a man named Thomas Brante will live once more. Alright, so as you can see here, these are the different chapters of our life: childhood, adolescence, youth, peacetime, and the revolt. Okay, looks like wartime. We're starting with childhood as usual, and we are 0 years old. Yeah. That's a pretty big mansion. Chapter 1, childhood. Childhood, where life begins. First words, first unsteady steps. You are but a small child learning about the world in which you were born. To you, everything is so new, so baffling, and so unforgiving. A long, trying life stretches before you, so many feats and faults, so many fateful choices to come. Yet you are already sowing the seeds of your future self. You are learning to live and survive in this world, looking for a place within it to call your own, choosing your future destiny. Who will you grow up to be? In chapters, okay, prologue. Growing up. In chapters childhood, adolescence, and youth, you live through your hero's coming of age. You shape the protagonist's personality, his qualities, and relationships. By the end of prologue, you determine the estate and future occupation of your hero. Only in adulthood he will start to influence the world around him and even the ultimate fate of the Empire. Who will Thomas Brante grow up to be? It is your call. Okay, I already read this. So let's see. Personal life. Events in this personal life of the hero that can happen in this chapter. The fencing lesson. You dare to study fencing like your father, even though you have no right to it by birth. Conditions. Determination greater or equal to 4. Train with father. Okay. So you have to fulfill some conditions to experience this event. Beyond. As a small child, you suffer your first death and rebirth. First death, huh? What does that mean? Oh, you'll find out later. I was pretty confused at this point too, but it's okay. It's a feature of this world. So to unlock this, you have to suffer your first death. Insight. You experience an insight when your mother tells you about the ways of the world and lots of its inhabitants. Conditions, perception greater than 4. Gnome and Sacrament. You challenge the Sacred Order and tend to seize a noble lot. Conditions, willpower greater than 0. Kiss the sword. Okay. At this stage, I don't really know what these things mean, but we'll find out eventually. So, personality. Personal qualities at this age, they determine which choice you can take. Determination, 0. Your perseverance and strength of character, your ability to get your way, it affects your frame of mind and the skills you have when you grow up. So 0 to 1 spineless, 2 to 3 active, 4 to 6 resolute, 7 to 10 adamant. So we start as a spineless baby. Perception represents how attentive you are to other people and the world around you. Your ability to comprehend and learn. It affects your frame of mind and the skills you have when you grow up. 0 to 1 inattentive, 2 to 3 curious, 4 to 6 inquisitive, 7 to 10 insightful. Willpower, ready for action. Your remaining inner strength and readiness for action. You spend it on difficult choices. -10 to -1 exhausted, 0 to 9 ready for action, 10 to 19 full of power, 20 to 30 prepared for anything. Deaths. After suffering a lesser death, one is reborn. One who dies a true death faces the judgment of the twin gods. 0, untouched by death, okay. And died once, twice, thrice, and true death. Okay, so basically, as you can see here, you can basically you have 3 lives, okay? Or actually 4 lives. You can die 3 times and you come back to life. But if you die a 4th time, you are dead permanently. And you are judged by the twin gods, whoever they are. So yeah, that's an interesting feature. Like in this world, everybody has 4 lives, which is like a video game in a way. Okay, Destiny screen is now available, Personality screen is now available, House Brante screen is now available, Family screen is now available. Let's check them out. Okay, Destiny Chapter 1, Personal Life. Okay, we already saw this, different events that haven't happened yet. Personality, Thomas Brante. Oh, don't we look pretty nice for a baby? Age 0 years. Estate lowborn. Occupation, growing up. That's... yeah. Okay, already saw our characteristics. House of Brante, okay. The state of the Brante house as a whole, the social position, its wealth and the relationship between family members. It determines the future of your immediate family and the Brante name. Reputation 3. Tarnished honor. Oh. Wealth 5. Moderate means. Okay, could be worse, could be worse. Unity 7. Peace. That's nice at least. Heir. Stefan Brante. Relationship. Brother. +1. Indifference. Robert Brante's son from his first marriage and a noble by birth. From a young age he has been striving to be first in all things and demonstrate his superiority to the family. Okay. So that's our brother, I guess. Is that all? Oh, family. Okay, let's see. Alright, these are family tree. Gregor Brante, grandfather. The head of the Brante family and the nobleman of the mantle, senior judge at the Anisot prefecture. He was the first person in the family to get an education and achieve a noble title. His dream is to see family ennobled by the sword. A fierce defender of the ancient order, he is preoccupied with arranging the future of his family line. Okay. So we have, okay, his son, Robert Brante, nobleman of the mantle. Relation +2, sympathy. That's basically our father. Nobleman of the mantle. Okay, these things will become clear later. Of the mantle of the sword. And judge the Anisot prefecture, Anisot. Following the footsteps of his father, Gregor. He earned a noble title and a position at the prefecture. He works tirelessly in his judicial service for the sake of his family. He took your low-born mother Lydia as his second wife, thereby jeopardizing his noble fortune. I see, so you're not... okay. So you're born not from the first noble wife, but from the second wife. This is our mother, Lydia Brante. A humble commoner from the outskirts of Anisot. Neither her lowly origins nor the fact that your grandfather directly forbade the marriage stopped your father from taking her into his home. She now manages the household and raises Robert's children. Your mother is devoted to her fate and sees that her children will share their lots. Okay. And his first life... oh, okay, I assume she is dead. Amalia, Elborn, ex-wife, noblewoman of sword. True death, okay. See, this is what I was talking about. True death means permanent death here. Your father's first wife passed away soon after giving birth to Stefan, never to be reborn. Okay. So, I guess in some circumstances you can even die the true death, you know, after the first time. It's not really clear at this stage. I think this is what happened to her. Stefan's birth mother, she died while giving birth to him. She was a noblewoman of the sword and the sister of Augustine Elborn, a powerful family friend. The match between her and your father was your grandfather's doing. Amalia is said to have been a striking woman with forceful personality who was proud of her noble origins. So basically your father didn't love her, but he loved our mother instead. Stephen Brante, Robert Brante's son from his first marriage and a noble by birth. Okay, I think we already read this. And we have a sister who is actually our true sister because... oh, actually, she's not. We share the same mother but not the same father. So, okay, we have a half-brother through the same father and a half-sister through the same mother. The illegitimate daughter of your mother, Lydia, she has never met her real father. Her position in the family is precarious. Robert Brante has never acknowledged her as his own daughter. Your sister is a dreamer. She often has her head in the clouds and can act recklessly at times. Alright. That's all. Begin chapter. Jeez. Finally. Birth. At first there was nothing. No time, no sensation. Nothing but darkness and void. But then a wheel breathed fire into nothingness. Matter and spirit were set in motion. History began its march. It was your turn to enter this world. Your first memory, you're lying on your back, blinded by bright white light. You're not alone, above you tower the colossal figures of those who created you. You're part of them and they are part of you. Between you and them is an inexplicable connection, a strong, unbreakable link. They will always watch over you, guard you and protect you. It hurts to breathe, you let out the pain in the form of a desperate scream. Your creators extend their hands towards you. There are two of them, the ones who made you form from their own selves and brought you into this world. They are united, yet as they lean closer you begin to see how different they are. You can already feel the difference within you, struggling against each other. The first figure is soft and empathic, wise and merciful. The love that emanates from it wraps you head to toe like an invisible blanket. The warmth from it is never ending. The second figure is strong and powerful, commanding and noble. It is harsh but fair, a beacon of guidance, a force of protection, and merciless punishment for every misdeed. Yet there is also a third figure. It's like a shadow barely seen behind them, yet already pulsing with an unbreakable will to live. It is the very will to live that is now growing even stronger within you. I see. A soft open palm, a strong closed fist, a lingering, distant shadow. You struggle to loosen the swaddling clothes wrapped around you and extend a tiny hand into the world. Okay, so we can reach out to the palm and gain 1 perception. You can reach out to the fist and gain 1 determination, or we can smile at the shadow and gain 10 willpower. Okay, our first real choice actually. But yeah, from those 3 options I think I like to smile at the shadow because this seems the most interesting option at this point. And besides, I guess willpower plus 10 looks like useful since now we have 0. Actually we have 0 everything, but I think willpower will be useful. Alright. Oh, so those are our parents. Your first smile appears on your face, awkward yet genuine. Your mother and father exchange looks and start talking. You know no words yet, so all you hear is a sequence of booming sounds. But the stranger behind them has no need for words. The stranger's look is all it takes for you to feel the will to live, an act that now burns within you. The shadow brings a finger to its lips as is to say, there baby, don't cry, this is our secret now. And then the shadow melts into the light. I like this, so mysterious. Who is this shadow? Will we ever find out? I don't know. But now we are full of power, ready to tackle the world. Birth, year 1118. Your life in this world begins, how will you live it? Okay, 119, so we are 1 year old now. Hide and seek. As days go by, you learn to tell your parents apart. You recognize father by his heavy breath and strong cold hands. He visits you rarely. Hello there, little Thomas Brante. Mother's tender voice, however, follows you day and night. My, you're growing so quickly, my child. There are 2 more children in the family named Stefan and Gloria. Gloria sings songs to you. She often dresses you in tight clothing and gently holds your hands as you learn to take your first steps. Stefan likes to sweep you up and pinch you and toss you in the air. Oh yeah, that's what I like to do to my little sister too. Oh look, this is your brother and sister. Yeah, you're my little brother. We're gonna play together. But I always be in charge, cause you were born commoner. Be quiet, you. He doesn't understand yet. Come on, baby Thomas, let's go play in the yard. It is cold outside. You grip your brother's hand with one hand and your sister's with another. As they help you walk down the giant stone stairs. Then you sit on the ground and start exploring the sparse blades of grass with your fingers. It tickles. In the sky far above and away from you is a gigantic pillar. A perfectly straight stick made of light. It is so bright it hurts to look at it. So yeah, this is... yeah, you find out. Why are you staring at the shining pillar? It's not going anywhere, you know. Hey, I wanna play hide and seek. He's just a little baby, how's he gonna play? Then you hide him, and I'll try to find both of you. You have no idea what they're talking about, but you support them with happy cooing. This is strange, but so exciting. Stefan and Gloria glance at each other, then your brother walks to a big tree, closes his eyes, and starts shouting something. Gloria takes your hand and walks you through the yard. Your sister takes you behind some thick bushes by a tall wall. The light from the lights sticking on the horizon barely reaches here. You can't see home from this place. The ground is crawling with tiny black bugs. Gloria sits you down on the ground and puts a finger on her mouth for some reason. And then she's gone. What? They just left the baby? You can no longer hear Stefan's voice. Gloria is nowhere to be seen. You feel colder. The bugs are no fun to play with. You've been sitting here for a long time, completely alone. Nobody checks on you. Did they forget about you? Did they abandon you? So, we could either cry loudly and gain more willpower. You can find your way home and gain 1 determination. Or you can sit there and wait and gain 1 perception. Okay, I think we have enough willpower for now. So let's find our way home. Yeah, let's be active. You get up on your feet, swaying a little bit. Carefully you take a first step, then lose your balance and plop down on the ground again. But you're determined. You get up again and keep walking in the direction Gloria went. You walk out of the bushes and further towards the wall of the house. And then the most tender and gentle hands in the whole world embrace you and pick you up. Mother has found you. There you are. You lean on Mother's chest and hold on to her with your arms. You want her to know that you came here all by yourself, without any help. She pats you on the head. Your brother and sister stand behind her, clearly feeling guilty. Gloria is in tears. Stefan is staring at his feet. You hug Mother tightly. She is here now. Alright. 1 determination, but we're still spineless, I guess. Okay, things are moving fast. We are 2 years old now. The Great Descent. Another memory. You're still a little child, but you can already talk and run around on your own. Today is out of the ordinary. Father is busy around the house, giving orders to the servants. Throughout the day, the kitchen has been abuzz with work, and there are solemn, gloomy preparations and candles being lit. Even your older brother Stefan is quiet today. Mar takes your hand and brings you to your sister Gloria. My son, today is the Great Descent. We honor the day when the twin gods descended to us. We must spend this day in reverence to the gods. You're too young to understand, so just do everything your sister says for now. Gloria takes you to the playroom. There are no toys there, no chairs. Even the carpet has been taken away. There is nothing here but bare wooden floor. Today we're not allowed to go into any other rooms, and we'll be eating nothing but gruel and stale blood. On the day of the Great Descent, everyone must be where they belong. It is quiet, unusually so. Muffled voices from beyond the door are all you can hear. You're sitting on the cold floor, confused and no idea what to do. Then you hear your sister's voice, a lonely sound in the empty room. It is a little song that Mother taught her. You hold your breath as you listen to it. When the twins came down to earth, they brought the lots for every bird. Let us count them, 1, 2, 3. The twins made them for you and me. Okay, I don't have any idea of the melody. Nobles rule and bravely fight. They protect us with their might. Priests work hard to understand. Guide us by the twins' commands. Common people work and toil. Always patient, never spoiled. Leave your lot where you were born, to the day when you pass on. Know your lot and know the prayer, for the twins see you everywhere. You are transfixed by the tune. Gloria notices your gaze and smile creeps across her face. You like the rhyme, don't you, Thomas? Do you know what it's all about? Look, there are 3 lots. They were brought to us by the twins when they descended to us from the shining pillar. Remember that pillar of light on the horizon? That's it. You can see the shining pillar anytime from anywhere in the world. If you follow your lot as you live, you reach the peak of the pillar. And if you don't, you get eternal torment at the foot. You and I are lowborn. Mom is a commoner too. So the lot for you and me is to suffer and be patient and work hard. Understand? The priests and the nobles have other lots. The nobles fight and rule over everybody. The priests... well, I'm not really sure what they do. Oh man. So a bit... not to be insulting to priests, but yeah, it's kind of like reality. But I guess they talk to the twins and they teach everybody. Sure. Yeah, they teach. I agree with that. Gloria stares at you intently. You get it, silly? Then she shakes her head and keeps singing the song over and over again. Her voice transfixes you, drawing you in. The room starts to glow like the sky. From this light emerge 2 figures you have known ever since the moment of your birth. One of them embraces your sister's shoulder, the other stands guard behind her back. You watch this happening before your very eyes and unable to move away. Gloria is swaying to the song, unaware of what is happening. She sings the final verses once more. Know your lot and know the prayer. You feel compelled by this divine sight to express yourself somehow. You feel words condensing within you from the light. But what will those words be? So either finish the song properly, gain 1 perception, or sing the last line wrong and gain 1 determination. You shout words on your own instead of the last line of the song. Yeah, let's do that. Know your lot and know the prayer. The lots are lies taught everywhere. You shout these words, but you have no idea how they came to you. The shining pair standing behind her back turn to look at you. You can feel their gaze piercing you from top to bottom. When the moment passes, they melt into the dim light coming from the shadow. Now Gloria is staring at you. You see disappointment in her eyes. Thomas, that's not the way the song ends. Why did you ruin it? I didn't ruin it. I made it better. You shrug, quite pleased with your cleverness. Okay, now we are active. Okay, 3 years old. Nice, we're growing up finally. You're starting to understand... Okay, Spring, the origin. You're starting to understand more and more of what the adults say. Your family is an unusual one. Your father is a nobleman, but not by birth. His is a title earned through great service. But your mother is a low-born woman, a commoner. Because of this you were born a commoner, but father says you may yet come into nobility. Okay. You learn to read at an early age. Together with mother you read and learn by heart the many poems about the divine twins, the twin gods who reside upon the shining pillar. Mother calls those poems prayers. Again and again you try to discern the shapes of the gods in the strip of holy light that shines in the sky all day and night. But the light is too blinding to gaze upon. The greatest joy of all is when the stairs are no longer an insurmountable obstacle. Now you can climb and even jump from step to step. Father urges you to be more careful and avoid climbing too high. But even though you keep falling, you never stop being curious about the world around you. Your older brother Stefan now spends less and less time playing with Gloria and you. Playing with commoners is beneath a nobleman to be, he says. So Gloria calls him names and Stefan pulls her pigtails. One fine evening, Father gathers you all in the sitting room with an announcement. You will have another little brother or sister soon. Gloria asks him to bring home a little sister. Another brother will be too much. Stefan gets frustrated. There are too many little siblings getting in his way as it is. Soon you'll be an older brother too, and it doesn't really matter who the youngest will be, a boy or a girl, you will love them the most. When Father comes back from his trips, he reads his adult books aloud for you. You find those stories of wars, generals and rebellions quite enchanting. And Father approves of your fascination. Study hard and maybe one day you become a noble of the mantle and earn your sword. But first you need to grow up. Growing up, the concept is as terrifying as it is alluring. The lot of suffering. You keep staring at the carpet under your feet. You're both ashamed and proud, and it feels odd. A scratch on your hand stings a little. Stefan is standing next to you, sniffing from pain. Your brother was training in the yard with a wooden sword. You wanted to play with him, but he ended up getting angry and throwing the sword at you. The stick hit you in the shoulder. You picked it up and hit him with it. You see Mar's shoes walking to and fro on the carpet. You don't want to look up. You would rather not see her angry. She is not as gentle to you these days. Why did you hurt Stefan, Thomas? What? He's the one who hurt us first. You stammer out an explanation. He hit you first. You just hit him back. How dare he pester me like that? When I grow up, I'm gonna hit you with the real sword. Mar chases you both and speaks to you again. Her voice is stern and yet you can still feel her concern for you. Even if Stefan hits you, you cannot hit him back. You're my son and I was born a commoner. Your lot is to suffer. But your brother was born from a noble father and a noble mother. His sacrament is coming soon, and then he will rule over the likes of us. If you hurt a noble, you must be punished. This is your lot. And the sooner you learn it, the better off our entire family will be. Now Stefan looks at you in triumph. You look up at Mother in fear, not sure what to do now. Okay, so this sign, what this usually means is that you can only choose this option if you fulfill certain conditions. And since the padlock is unlocked, this means we fulfill them. So what we can do? Accept our punishment, so the condition is willpower greater than 0. So this will result in Lydia Brante grateful and Steven Brante +1. Deny your guilt, determination +1. Demand an explanation, the perception +1. Alright. So I think, let's see, if we accept our punishment, this will result in the most interesting outcomes, most unique, I would say. We'll lose 5 willpower, but still, I think it's worth it for Lydia Brandt to be grateful. Okay. You look down and agree with what she just said. You're right to be punished. You start apologizing to Stefan, but he turns his back on you. Before you can finish, Mara takes your hand and leads you away. You do not want to follow her. Your hands are getting sweaty and your legs are growing heavy. Then suddenly she stops and bends down closer to you. Look you straight into your eyes. My son, I see you understand our lot now. We do not defy, we suffer. There is our only path to the twins after all. Our deaths are on the way to reach eternal bliss atop the peak of the pure. Our virtue is meekness. We are humble in our words. We work hard. We think that what is right. You have shown all of this. I am so proud of you. She hugs you and you finally release the pent-up tears. You feel much more at ease now. So we earned some sympathy from our brother. You are flocked in front of your entire family. The pain burns you on your skin again and again, but you feel the touch of the divine wall with each blow. Oh, what bullshit. Lydia Brante status grateful. Okay, good. And willpower. We're still ready for action, but a little less ready for action. Glorious rhymes. Mother Moses stays in her chambers now. With each passing day she grows heavier and her features get rounder. It gets difficult for her to walk, but she still smiles all the time. One day she takes your hands and puts them on her big belly, and you feel a movement deep inside her. You'll have another brother or sister soon. Gloria takes you on walks to the yard now. You explore the yard together under the evening light of the pier, and she sings you songs and tells you amazing stories. Hey Thomas, do you want to hear a rhyme? I wrote it myself. There's even a bit about you, but don't tell anyone, okay? Writing poems and songs is only for nobles. If Mommy hears about it, I'll get flogged. Remember how you got flogged for hitting Stephen? Our judge is my second father. In the past I had another. Mother says the twins are great. Says we should not fight our fate. Brother loves to jump around. Please don't fall down on the ground. See, I wrote a little rhyme. Please don't tell them it is mine. Okay, that's pretty funny. But today your sister is nowhere to be seen. She promised to take you to the old pond and show you the red frogs that live there, but then she vanished. The servants join in your search. Even Mara leaves the chambers when she hears the commotion. Finally, you find Glory in the far corner of the garden. She is holding a quill and sheets of paper covered in poetry. Mara becomes angry at the moment she sees it. She looks through the poetry and her face grows dark with rage. Glory is standing before her, wringing her hands and looking for opportunity to run, but there seems to be no escape. What is this nonsense, Gloria? We talked about this. You were taught to take care of your little brother. You're absolutely not allowed to entertain yourself with this writing. I can decide this for myself, Mom. No, you cannot. It has already been decided by the gods. And he's not little brother anymore. He doesn't need a nanny, and I need some time alone to think for myself. I'm not hurting anyone. You're a commoner and a future wife. It is time you learn how to properly care for children. Had your disgraceful former father kept me in his house, you could have been born a noble, but that is not our fate, and you are absolutely forbidden from ever spoiling paper and wasting ink again. Mother grabs Gloria firmly by the hand and takes you both into the house. The scribbled sheets fly into the fireplace. Oh no! Gloria sobs violently. You're a bystander to the scene and sure how to act. Okay. Compare about your sister. You can only do that if you have determination. So we do. And get more determination. Offer to write rhymes with her. Okay. Perception greater than 2. Now it's 0. Comfort your sister. -5 willpower, but Gloria will be grateful and I'll gain +1. Or leave the room. Willpower +10. Okay. Yeah, let's comfort our sister. I think that's the best option anyway. Mother leaves. The last of your sister's poetry burns away in the fireplace. You walk up to your crying sister and take her by the hand. None of this is her fault, you say. What Mother did is wrong and far too harsh. Gloria sniffles before speaking. But I did leave you all alone. You're not mad at me, really? You nod in reassurance. Gloria embraces you. Thomas, you're the best little brother in the world. And nice, now she is also grateful. Okay. The two of you make a little deal. She promises to tell you what she wants when she wants to be alone, and you promise to protect her and her secrets, always. Okay, nice. And now... Okay, we're still ready for action. Okay, cool. Hmm, 4 years old, okay. Mother is in her armchair knitting woolen jackets, pants and socks for the little one. The baby will need to be kept warm, she says. Father spends less time at home now. Mother says he is very busy with his important job. He is a judge after all. One day you decide to ask Mother about Stefan and Gloria. How come they're brother and sister to you, but not siblings to each other? Well, my dear, I didn't give birth to Stefan, you see. He is the son of another mother, and Gloria is the daughter of another father. Come now, don't knit your brow like that, you understand when you're older. How is that even possible? You're all family, are you not? Several days later, Mother calls Stefan and Gloria to the sitting room. You sneak in after them. At first, Mother gets angry and asks you to leave, but then she relents. You're told to sit still, be quiet, and remember every word you hear. When you enter the temple, bow to the twins, first to the elder on the right, and then to the younger on the left. Stefan, you are a noble man to be, so walk along the side paved with marble where the benches are. Gloria, you walk around the sharp side. Oh, they're so cruel. When you're there, you must get down on your knees, each on your own side. Stefan, kiss the swords. Gloria, my daughter, they will strike you with the lash. Don't be afraid of it. Resign yourself to the suffering it brings. It is the blessing of your lot. Man, I gotta say, this is messed up. Gloria doesn't like the idea of the lash. There's a tense feeling in your chest as well. You are told to remember this. Will the last strike you too one day? On the next day, they take your brother and sister to a temple. You run towards them when they finally come back. The back of Gloria's dress is soaked with blood. She is hunched a bit, sobbing quietly. Stefan is pulling on airs, acting prouder than ever. Nothing else looks different about them, it's like all the same, and yet everything has changed. Each of them has accepted their lot. What? Did we lose one relation with Stefan? And we now have less unity, disagreements. Huh. How did this happen? What did we do wrong? Or maybe we didn't do anything. Brother and sister sacrament. Year 1122. Your siblings Stefan and Gloria took their first sacrament at the table. The newborns cry. You eye the little bundle in your father's arms with curiosity. Behind the many layers of swaddling clothes is your newborn baby brother. Mother is glowing and smiling with joy. Stefan and Gloria are also here, all excited. You promise yourself you're going to be the best big brother in the world. You'll never hit him, oh no. The two of you will play together and tease Stefan together and help Mother together and go on so many adventures together. It feels so strange to be an older brother. Just the other day you were the youngest in the family, but everything is different now. Your parents name your little brother Nathan, and Mother spends day and night by his side. And Nathan cries all the time, day and night. Mother barely gets any sleep. She is so worn out she starts forgetting things. Like today, for instance, she forgot her knitting in an armchair in the sitting room. You better bring it back to her as soon as possible. You run to Mother's bedroom. You miss her smile so much. You walk in without saying hello and give her the knitting. But instead of gratitude, you get an ice cold, exhausted stare. Nathan is also there screaming all the time. Go away, Thomas, you're bothering me. She spits those words through her teeth. You look at the bawling newborn. She can't even get a minute of respite. Enough already. When are you going to stop? I just want some peace and quiet. Mother leaps across the room and starts shaking Nathan with malice in her eyes. His cries get even louder. She looks so tired from his never-ending screams. She seems to be within an inch of smashing him against the wall. Somebody has to do something. You're scared of your mother right now, but you fear for Nathan's life even more. So what can we do? Call Farah for help, +1 perception. Redirect her anger to herself, +1 determination. Snatch Nathan from mother. So that's willpower -5. We'll get Nathan will be grateful. Or hug mother. So this is since she is grateful to us. Okay, we'll learn 1 unity and 1 relation with Lydia Brante. Okay, let's do that. You run up to mother to calm her down. You walk up to Mar quickly and lock her tightly in your embrace. Your arms are too short and the folds of her dress get in the way, but that doesn't stop you. She shudders at the unexpected touch and tries to free herself. Let me go, stop tormenting me. But you only latch onto her even tighter. There's no way you're letting her go now. Not even if she screams at you or hits you. No way. You're here now, you'll protect her and comfort her. Nathan stops screaming and a not sobbing sound escapes the little baby mouth as he is too tired to scream. Mother accepts your sudden presence now. You feel her relax and her movements become calmer. But there is still no way you're letting go. Not yet. Then you hear a quiet song. Your mother's song. She is singing a lullaby to Nathan. He squeaks a little, then starts snoring quietly. Then you calm her down as well. Mother is now calm and in your embrace. Nathan is breathing quietly in his sleep. Now, please let me go, my dear. I have to put Nathan to bed. You release Mother and she puts Nathan back in the crib. After a little pause, she turns to you. Her face still wary, but there is no sign of anger. She sits down next to you. Thank you, my son. The twins know I didn't want to hurt you or Nathan. I'm so sorry, please don't be angry with me. You did what you needed to do. You gave me the strength to work through this. She hugs you tightly. You do the same and press your forehead against her. She smells like home. Your tears finally start to flow, but they are tears of happiness now. She pats you on the head and kisses your forehead. Nathan is sleeping quietly in his crib. It feels so good when things are as they should be. So we have relationship +3, sympathy, nice. And we're back to peace. Nathan's birth, year 1122. Your younger brother Nathan is born. Okay, this already happened, but I guess they just wanted to show us. Wow, 5 years old already. Toy soldiers. You wake up to Far's touch on your shoulder. He's finally back home after a long trip. Thomas, today is your special day. The day when you begin your studies. Now teachers will be coming to your home to teach you, and you must do everything they say. Be diligent in your studies and you'll grow closer to the noble Lancelot. And since you must remember this day, a present is in order. Lydia, get our little schoolboy dressed. I'm taking him to the market district. Stefan wants to come with you too, but Farah assures him sternly, this is your day. Your elder brother is here to hear this, but stays quiet. An open carriage takes the two of you through the dusty, noisy city streets, a pleasant wind tussling your hair. Your city is called Anisot, that you already know. It's one of the largest cities in the entire empire. There is a big shadow on the street. It comes from the white foliage of an enormous tree that spreads its branches all above the city. My son, did you know that the silver tree grew from the blood of our god's own disciple? It has been growing here for hundreds of years, right in our city. It cannot be damaged or burned, not even the clergy know why. The carriage comes to a halt by a small shop next to a city square. You run there and freeze by the stalls in excitement. The shop is packed with dolls and figurines and toys. You've never seen so many ones before. Have you chosen your present yet? Father asks. You have. You want the Holy Order set, which includes several figurines of the Empire's greatest warriors of all time. You rattle off everything you know about the Holy Order. They were the ones who aided the Emperor's own forces in seizing the province of Magra and storming our city. That's how we joined the Empire. Father nods in approval. Very well. War isn't your lot for now, but maybe these toy soldiers will teach you how to think like a general. We will lead them into battle and study military strategy. Go ahead, take your present. Having said this, Father turns away to examine the books. You run to the box of toy soldiers, delirious with excitement. But there is a fancy-dressed boy in your way. He is about to take your warriors for himself. He elbows you aside and reaches for the box. Anger overcomes you and you push him from behind. Your opponent falls to the floor. The rich boy screams so loudly everybody in the shop hears it. He hit me! He hit me! A tall tower of a man looms over you. This is the boy's father. But then you feel your own father's hands on your shoulders. What happened? You press against father, your mind more at ease now. He will protect you. Yes, you shove the boy to the floor in front of everyone, but he tried to take your present for himself. Father turns you around to face him when he hears these words. Is this true, Thomas? Do you strike the son of a nobleman? Deny your guilt. Willpower plus 10. Tell him the truth. Determination plus 1. Admit your guilt. Willpower minus 10. Robert Brante will be grateful. And Robert Brante plus 1. Okay. Since our willpower is 0, it can go below 0 actually. But I don't want it to be too low. Let's tell him the truth. It isn't fair to blame without letting you speak too. You didn't want to shove the stupid boy, he was the one who shoved you first. But the angry nobleman, the boy's father, will not let you finish. Nobody cares a whit for your so-called truth, little lowborn. The law is the law, and your punishment is due. Your father nods in agreement to these words, no matter how sad they may make him. They lead you and the nobleman's son out of the shop. You are told to bow to him and show humility. A bad feeling sends a shiver down your spine. With a satisfied grin on his face, the boy swings his arm and slaps you on the cheek. He strikes you again and again. Enough, he got what he deserved. We are leaving. Get out of our way. Your hair is swimming from the heavy blows. You return to your senses back in your bed with servants treating your face. Fire stays by your side all day. In the morning after, you find a little box on your bed with the tin soldiers of the Holy Order inside. You paid dearly for your stubbornness. So we got the box of soldiers after all. Why did we pay dearly? We got beaten up, but we'll be fine. Six years old. Man, time is moving fast. Okay, I always say this. Summer, the family dinner. Today father ordered the dinner table to be brought out into the yard. For the first time in months, he's home outside of the confines of his always locked study. He spent the entire day playing with Nathan and you, discussing various matters with Stefan, now an adolescent, and walking in the garden, and now a dinner under an open sky. Your entire family gathers together with father at the head of the table, smiling. He asks each of you about your studies. Nathan climbs up on his knee and recites a counting rhyme in a funny sing-song voice. Stefan mentions that his fencing teacher praised his accomplishments. He rises from the table together with father to show his skill in a practice duel. Next comes Gloria's turn. She stands on her chair and recites a lengthy prayer by heart. Mother showers your sister with praise. Father chuckles quietly, hiding a smile on his mustache. When your turn comes, you recite all the ranks in the Legion from common soldier to high commander. Stefan listens to you with a skeptical look on his face. Night slowly falls, but the servants ensure that the yard is well illuminated. You don't feel cold in the dusk tonight, it feels good yet so important. All of you are finally together, sitting at the same table. No fighting, just smiles. No arguing, just pleasant small talk. Then a servant approaches Father with a letter in his hand. He reads in the dim light, and each line gradually washes the smile off Father's face until only a tall, cold mask remains. Mother looks at Father with an unspoken question in her eyes. Gregor Brante is coming back to Anisot. He is the head of our family. My father. Grandfather's return. Your grandfather, Gregor Brante, returned to the family home from the capital. Ever since the news of grandfather's impending arrival, there has not been a single day when the house has not been cleaned or decorated. Your parents anxiously make sure everything is in order. They tell you to wash your face and hands after walks and scold you for leaving books on the floor. They tell Gloria she will be flogged if she is ever seen hiding in the attic. They make Stefan stay in his room. Even baby Nathan gets in trouble. Everybody is on edge. The one day grandfather arrives, it is a grim day, so hot your neck is sticky with sweat. Father, Mother, Stefan, Gloria, you and Nathan, the entire Brante family stands on the porch in front of your house. The house servants line behind you. The carriage arrives, and out steps a tall, gaunt old man with a heavy walking stick and a heavier gaze. You cringe instinctively. Good health to you, father. Children, greet your grandfather as you have been taught. Still trying to look like a real nobleman, are you? You can't fool me, Robert. I was the first of the Brante family to be ennobled by the mantle, and I am the only one who remembers how to bear this burden properly. I live honorably by my lot. Your marriage to that low-born wench cut us off from ever becoming nobles of the sword. My progeny could have been born bearing noble blood. Father, I beg you, this is not the place. Grandfather eyes him with scorn and walks into the house, the entire family following close behind him. I have been away for far too long. The entire house is a mess. This is an insult. How can you live with such a pigsty, Robert? The servants have grown far too lazy, all thanks to your comfortable life. I warned you, did I not? And yet you did as you saw fit. And the children, what do they know of tradition or honor? They're being raised in a virtuous family, father. And now you're speaking like a lowborn who's content to live in humility? Twins willing, now that I'm here, this will not happen again. I'm taking your oldest son to the capital. I see you cannot provide Stefan with proper education, so I'll correct your mistake. Your brother's fate has been decided just like that. Father doesn't object. He orders the servants to prepare Stefan for the journey. Stefan freezes in place, glancing at grandfather and father again and again. The latter puts a hand on his shoulder reassuringly. Grandfather's lips are a tight line, white with contempt. The house is examined, room after room. Everything grandfather sees is showered with scorn. He scoffs at the crease on a blanket. In Nathan's creeping mother's bedroom, he mocks Gloria knitting in her room. The door to your room is next. What is this? Robert? Tin soldiers in your younger son's room? He was born a commoner. I won't have him daydreaming of battle. Grandfather sees the box containing the tin warriors of the Holy Order. Your father stays silent. Anger and fear boil within you. This is your big present from the first day of your studies. It means so much to you. But what if he's right? What if you need to prove your right to command the toy soldiers first? Grandfather shakes his head in disapproval and shoves the toy box into the roaring fireplace. If I wait too long, they'll melt in the flames. Okay. We can watch them melt helplessly, but we don't have enough perception for that. We can rescue our tin soldiers, but we don't have determination for that, unfortunately. Burst into tears. Oh no. This... We only lose from this option. Willpower -5, Gregor Mariton -1. Or we can strike Grandfather. Wow, okay. Wow, check this out. Personality, determination +1, perception +1, depth +1, and relations. Gregor Brante -1, and even now it's -1, so it will be -2. Crazy. So if we do this, we are going to lose one of our lives. But we're going to gain... Well, we gain the Beyond Destiny. And we gain determination and perception. And we lose relations with our grandfather, but... I don't know. I think this is the better option of the ones. I wish I could rescue the tin soldiers, but I don't have enough determination. So yeah, let's do this. Let's die our first death. Overwhelmed by helpless rage, you run to your grandfather, kick him the leg with all strength you can muster. Yet he is immovable. The next thing you see is him leaning, towering over you menacingly, his heavy walking stick in hand. Lowborn scum, how dare you raise a hand to me? The blow hits home. The handle of the walking stick is as heavy as rock. You are dazed, robbed of both hearing and sight. Down comes another blow. A sharp pain splits your head. Then darkness. Your hand twitches against your will, then again and again, like it is trying to catch a flying butterfly. And then you fall into the primordial void. The void takes away a part of you, one of the lives you are given to live. It will never return. There is pain and desperation and the sense of loss. Nothing can be done now. First death. Oh, nice. I guess those two figures must be the twin gods, you see? The younger and the older one. You fall into a pain that embraces you like a soft feather bed. You feel light, free, there are no restraints, just a warm glow that envelopes you in its secure embrace. The waves carry you, their touch is soft, they delicately enshroud what was once your body. Here's a feeling unlike everything you have ever experienced before, something absolute and complete. You touch something greater, the reason behind everything, the reason of your very existence. You are sculpted from this light. It was the first thing you ever felt, a boundless and sincere unity of the diverse. Your beginning was a spark that cast this light in all directions. And now you're here again, one with the beginning of everything. The light gleaming from you resembles the light of the shining pure. You still see it in the north, as always. The waves of light carry you to two figures. The elder is nearest, he is ready to accept you, he is quiet, wise, kind and pure. The younger waits further back. You do not know what he is yet. The waves pause at the elder's feet. He leans over you and plants a fireless kiss on your forehead. The kiss spreads all over you. You are filled with an unparalleled delight and bliss. You exist, you are unique. There is no one else like you. They know this, and they love you. You'll never be alone. You're part of them, a part of your family, a part of the universe. The twin gods will never leave you. They watch over you constantly. The elder softly touches you as you lie spread out amongst the waves, sending you further down the torrent of light. You float on to the top of the silver tree's spreading crown. The closer you get to the silver tree, the heavier you become. The waves draw you down along its trunk. But you do not wish to part with the warmth and the softness with the laugh. You turn around. The elder is still watching you. He nods. All is as it should be. Go. Your time has not yet come. You must return to the world now. As you tumble down towards your body, you comprehend the true meaning of your lesser death and the divine love that has been revealed to you. Love exists not only in the hereafter, it is present in the entire design of the twins that is the origin of all life in the world. What is the manifestation of this love in your mortal life? Okay. Empire. By creating the Empire, the twin gods cared for all living creatures. The Empire is the only thing that gives us a place in the world and a connection to others. It's an enormous family made for people by gods. Lot. The God gives you a clear mission in this world, thus gifting you with every being. This is the manifestation of their love for you and for all living things. Family. Love always lives in a kindred blood. You share the miracle of life and the universe with your kin. Your family is that you are given upon being born. Is what you're given upon being born, and what you leave behind when you depart. Cause. The love the gods have for you is so great that they allow you to change the world they have created, to influence it with your deeds. Whatever your mission is, it is proof of the twin gods' love for you. Yourself. What could be a stronger manifestation of love than your very existence? Your every emotion, every thought, every action exists by virtue of the love from which the twin gods create you. Or remain silent, you do not find the answer you seek. Okay, I think I like this option the most. Yourself. A certain comprehension of the love with which the entire world is imbued illuminates your mind, but then it fades away and vanishes. You regain the sensation of your flesh. It is heavy and unwieldy. It lacks that lightness in the light. It is a burden, it is smothering you. You gasp for air. Your chest expands painfully. You feel as though your lungs are about to burst. The stagnant odor of the crypt fills them, revolting but so real. You are back. Then you smell a sticky, moist smell. You feel dampness all around you. You come back to your senses in the gloom of a heavily crypt, lying flat on a stone slab. Your parents are on their way to the crypt right now. You hear their muffled voices. They are arguing, and against all rules, mother would not agree with father. Why would Sir Gregor do this? He just took one of our child's lives. Lydia, my father is our family's head, and the boy raised a hand to him. There was nothing we could do, and father did admit that he was too hard on him. Please do not anger Sir Gregor. You need to accept this. It will never happen to any of our children ever again. Their voices grow quiet as they lean over you. You lean on the elbows and try and get up from the stone. Mother gingerly wraps her cloak over your naked body as you shiver from the cold. My son, your first death came far too soon. I know it may be difficult to realize what happened, but know this. The twin gods are ever merciful. You're a child, and your time to live for the hereafter has not yet come. You'll be returned here by the gods twice more, but do not tempt fate again, and never ever defy those who can easily take your life. Thomas, you have angered your grandfather greatly. Do not stand in Sir Gregor's way ever again, and he will never hurt you again. For now, just stay away from him. Father stays a step away from you, not saying a word. When mother finishes talking, he picks you up and carries you outside. Together, your parents take you from the family crypt. On your way out of the crypt, you take a moment to touch your head. It is perfectly fine, there is no sign of the blow. Back home, grandfather is still walking through the house examining the rooms. You can see that Stefan and Gloria are disturbed by what happened. Nathan starts crying when he sees you. The playroom still reeks of burnt paint. There is something new about you now, a pitch black stripe on your left arm. It looks like a strange bit of dirt at first, but it will not wash off. It will be like that forever, Martha explains. That is all she will say of it. So, now our grandfather openly hates us, distaste. But now we are resolute. Determination 4, perception 1, still unoffended, inattentive, and that's already died once. Beyond. Event has happened. Conditions. Suffer your first death. As a small child, you suffer your first death and rebirth. Okay, Father's Sword. This event is consequence of your previous actions. Conditions met. Determination greater equal than 4. Father's Sword. When father is not working long hours, you often see him spending long stretches of time in the backyard practicing his fencing. You're allowed to watch, but that is it. You are forbidden from touching the sword, let alone actually learning how to fight with it. Alright, actually we see this icon is shining under Destiny. So, okay, here we see all the events that happened. And you can see the Beyond event is now triggered. And if you remember, we have like those events that can happen in our childhood. Well, one of them already happened. Let's see what else. Here is a new day today, and father has been busy in his study since early morning. Mother took Gloria and Nathan to the shops. Your studies are done for today. The house is empty. You spot father's sword hanging by the yard door. He must have left it there by accident after a training session. You deliberated first, then grabbed the sword with resolve and run outside. At last, you have a chance to see it up close. It is a small sword used for dueling, heavy and devoid of any ornamentation. You recall that it was made specifically for him. The weapon is difficult to handle. Its heft makes the palm of your hands shake. As you get used to it, you try your best to imitate father's feints. Your technique leaves much to be desired, but at least it's something. Imagine yourself fighting for the family's honor as the team blade swings through the air. But you swing far too back. The blade nicks your shoulder and cuts through your shirt, staining the fabric crimson. The sword falls to the ground with a dull clank. You try to apply pressure to the wound to make it stop bleeding, but all you do is make the blood flow faster. Thomas, what are you doing here? The familiar voice hurts you more than the cut of the sword. Father walks up to you briskly. His rugged arms rip off the length of cloth and bandage your shoulder. He squats by your side and pulls you into an awkward embrace. My son, why do you have to take the sword? You know you're not supposed to hold it. This is no toy. It is a weapon that can take lives. I know how you feel. I used to yearn for my father's dueling sword back when I was a lad. One day you might have a chance to earn the right to carry a weapon. But first you must have patience and study and become a noble. When that day comes, I will be proud to teach you myself. You already spent time with father without someone else around. There is a paternal laugh in his voice. So much that even the cut on your shoulder barely hurts now. You will be glad to be convinced by what he says. But how can you forget your dream? How can you abandon it just to earn father's approval? Is it right for him to ask so much of you? So you can either agree with father, get 5 willpower and 1 relations, or ask father to teach you the basics. Basically, oh, the fencing lesson, okay. So we get the fencing lesson, determination plus 1, but willpower minus 10, now 0, okay. Yeah, let's ask him to teach you the basics. I definitely want to learn how to fence. Father's inquisitive look presses you for an answer. It takes you a long time to muster enough courage to speak. You beg him to teach you how to fight, at very least the basics. It will certainly come in handy in your future. It will be your first step towards becoming a nobleman. Now it takes Father a long time to respond. He is about to speak, and you respect the refusal, but he says nothing. He draws a sharp breath again, but remains quiet. Then, finally he offers you a sword. But remember this, Thomas, you are not a warrior, not yet. You study this like you study your lessons. He teaches you the first lesson right away. You learn to dodge attacks. There are several times when the tip of the blade cuts the air dangerously close to your nose. It is scary and difficult, but you manage it. From that day forth, Father teaches you the foundations of sword fighting in great secret. You use your passion for tree climbing to explain the cuts you receive during training. But soon you learn how to hold your own in a duel. But will you ever need this art in real life? So, now we're exhausted, but at the same time resolute. The fencing lesson. Event has happened. Train with Father. Okay. Soon, 11:24, Fall, the master of the house. Soon, grandfather leaves. Your elder brother Stefan goes with him. From that day on, Father's head teachers tend to you alone. They bore you with monotonous lectures on writing, counting, and the way of life in the blessed Arachnean Empire. You often distract yourself from the instruction by playing it to your younger brother Nathan. Your home grows quiet without your elder brother, too quiet. Weeks later, your family receives a letter from Stefan. Grandfather has sent him to a boarding school for nobles, and he is now studying hard in preparation for his service as a nobleman. The rules here are way too strict. You can't even sneeze without the teacher's permission. But I've been studying with my peers. We're learning how to live as nobles in a noble society. We're also learning the art of swordplay. That's my favorite part. With Stefan now at the boarding school, grandfather arrives once more, this time to live in your home. The only good thing is that he often has urgent business in Eterna, the capital of the empire, and he has to travel there. One day you ask Mother where he lived before. In Eterna, she says, but now his place is here. Each time grandfather returns, he gives the servants new orders. Your home is now always busy with repairs. The servants are redecorating grandfather's chambers, including his library and sitting room. Sometimes father tries to gently talk him out of this. Why subject the house to constant reconstruction? Grandfather's answer is always the same. The home is mine, and I will live here as befits a man of the nobility. Alright, before continuing with this event, let's see. Now we got the second event of childhood, the fencing lesson. Let's see if we can get the other two as well. We are pretty far away from this one. We only have one perception. It requires 4 at least. And the Noble Room Sacrament, we need to have willpower greater than or equal to 0, and now we have minus 10, I think. So yeah, we need to do something. Grandfather minus 2, father plus 2, mother plus 3, Stephen plus 1, Nathan plus 1, and that's us. Okay, let's get back to the event. Some days grandfather stays home, and on those days you try your best to stay off his sight. But there is no way you can avoid family breakfast. The food is there, but you cannot bring yourself to eat it. Mother's eyes are red and swollen. She's been crying all night again. Grandfather sits at the head of the table where nobody used to sit before. Robert, it is high time your youngest sons underwent their sacraments. Sir Brante, please, let them live free of this lot for a while longer. There, but... Shut your mouth! Robert, that wife of yours is impertinent enough to interrupt me. If this ever happens again, she will be eating her gruel with the servants in the kitchen where she belongs. It is time you considered a real marriage, Robert. One to a woman of the proper station. Gloria drops her fork. Grandfather shoots her a scathing look. A tear rolls down Mother's cheek. Father doesn't look away from the plate, his hands clenched into fists. Baroness Erloder is one such woman. She is a comely widow and a fine match. She is suing for her inheritance right now, and could use a proper support and husband. You can keep your low-born Lydia around if you like. Servant, mistress, I don't care. I will not do that, father. I am the head of the family, and the family standing took a severe blow after you married that commoner. It is unthinkable. How could you give up the memory of beautiful Amalia born for this lovely woman and that bastard child of hers? But now you have a chance to set things right. Don't disappoint me. Father nods curtly, trying not to look in mother's direction. Father, I wish to see Stefan. If I find your conduct in the Baroness's presence satisfactory enough, then you may see him. She is coming for a visit tomorrow. Be prepared. Grandfather wipes his mouth with his napkin, throws it on his plate and leaves. Mara's lips move silently. Nobody says a word. Then father stands up and orders you and the other children back to your rooms. He needs to speak to mother in private. Father comes to your room before bedtime. He sits on the edge of the bed and adjusts a crease on the wooden blanket. He distances himself from you after Stefan's departure, so you're not used to such attention from him. In the candlelight you see his face in the dark. There is a sour expression on it. My son, Baroness Emma Eulodar, will be visiting us tomorrow. Please be polite and treat her with respect. Nathan will do as you do. I want this dinner to be as immaculate as possible. Don't let me down. On the next day, Mother starts dressing you and Nathan for the coming dinner. You see red all around her eyes. She has been crying for a long time. It hurts just to look at her. Nathan starts whining quietly. You and Nathan are dressed in new doublets, your tousled hair brushed into shape. Gloria is told to stay in her room. Father appears wearing his best suit. Mother is in a humble brown dress, looking pale. Grandfather has an uncharacteristically contented look around him. You hear the sound of wheels and hoofs against the cobbles in the yard, then a pair of dainty heels come clacking. The antechamber is completely quiet, and still fearing grandfather's observant eye, the door opens. You see your guest, a beautiful dark-haired woman in a dress of elegant deep blue. Father takes the hand of Lady Eldar and kisses it, showering her in compliments. Grandfather's face is beaming in her presence. No one even bothers to introduce mother. Baroness, allow me to introduce you, Robert's sons, Thomas and Nathan Brante. Frankly, it's the eldest Stefan who deserves the most attention, but currently he is studying in Eternal with the other nobleman quite himself. It is my hope that his younger son will also make me proud one day. Grandfather's eyes with a probing look. How you act in front of the Baroness? Will you accept her here next to your mother, your father's rightful wife? Okay. You can greet the girl Baroness politely. Gain 1 reputation. Okay, family reputation. But -1 unity. Relations. Lydia Brante -1. Robert Brante +1. Gregor Brante +1. Okay. You can walk away with mother. So it's basically the opposite. Lose 1 reputation, but gain 1 perception, and lose 1 reputation with Robert, gain 1 with Lydia, and lose 1 with Gregor. Of course you can maintain your composure. Okay, we don't have willpower for that. Demand that mother be introduced, and yeah, wait. One of these must be true. Robert Brante grateful. Well, I don't know what's better actually. Probably walk away with mother, because yeah, we'll gain 1 perception and Gregor will hate us even more, but whatever, I don't care. You turn your back to the Baroness and walk to Mother. You walk upstairs to her room hand in hand. Behind your back, stunned silence reigns in the antechamber. Soon the two of you are alone. A burden falls from your mother's shoulders. She embraces you. Together wait till dinner ends and the Baroness leaves. You didn't betray me. If only you could feel how grateful I am right now. The morning after Father leaves for a turn with Grandfather to visit Stefan. He returns from the capital in a quiet rage. You overhear your parents talking. Apparently Grandfather has already poisoned Stefan's mind against him, and he greeted Father with cold hostility. The name of Baroness Elwoodar is never mentioned in the house again. So now our mother feels actual affection towards us. Yeah, still distates from Gregor. Tarnished honor. Yeah, sure, whatever. Perception, and now we're curious. Nice, okay. Seven years. The kaleidoscope. Father now checks on your studies often and nitpicks you for sitting on it or eating or speaking in an incorrect fashion. Once he becomes so annoyed, he says that he wishes Stefan had been the one to stay home instead of you. You never expected to hear those words from your father of all people. Grandfather's trip to the capital took longer than expected. It feels lighter around the house without his presence. You allow yourself a little change of scenery. Instead of your room, you now busy yourself with reading and calculations in the sitting room across from the open door to the yard. Gloria has joined you today. She has already helped you progress through several complex passages in the book. Right now, she seems preoccupied with a strange tube. Aren't you hurt by the way Grandfather treats you? You ask. Gloria just shrugs. Grandfather always says they should get rid of me. I'm used to it now. He hurts you a lot worse because you're closer to him. I just have to stay out of his way, that's it. She shows you the strange tube she's been holding all day. Look, it's a kaleidoscope. I got it as a gift. Wanna see inside? Excited by the idea, you close the book and peer into the tiny hole on one end of the tube. Your eye sees a multitude of intricate patterns. Each turn of the tube reveals a new web of interwoven colors. They mesmerize you. The kaleidoscope turns the fire burning in the fireplace into a cavalry made of flames. You're riding at the front of the fiery horseman, ready to face the enemy. Grandfather's face emerges from the intersecting lines, and you swing the kaleidoscope like a sword, cutting it in half. Now you look at the blue sky through the window. The patterns are unending, secretive, and calm and peaceful. Just like Father's smile before Grandfather's invasion. The deep blue gives way to a scattering of gold, radiating gentle warmth like a mother's arms. This fleeting beauty too soon gives way to a hypnotic new pattern. Again and again you see your family in those interconnecting figures as they come together and break apart. And in the middle of this golden glow you see Gloria's green eyes, gazing at you observantly. Ah, man, it's like so much alliteration here. Your sister left you long ago. The books are abandoned and time slips away unchecked. But you're still busy peering into the kaleidoscope. Order emerges from the chaos before your eyes, and again, but you cannot preserve it no matter how you try. You're caught in an inner conflict. There is so much that can be done with this kaleidoscope. Should you take it apart, or ask Gloria how it works, or keep enjoying the patterns it shows you? But you still have lessons to do today. Okay, we cannot take the kaleidoscope apart, because we don't have any willpower for it. We can keep looking through the kaleidoscope and gain some willpower. Actually, that's a pretty good idea now. Or, we cannot return to our studies once again because we don't have willpower. So yeah, the only option is just to, since we don't have any willpower to do anything else, we just keep looking through the kaleidoscope. You continue peering into the ever-changing patterns the kaleidoscope offers you. They become truly interesting when you point at the shining pillar gleaming in the sky. In your mind's eye, one battle follows another, filling your ears with clanging steel and the neighing of horses. You're leading the Imperial army now. Everybody is so proud of you. Grandfather says you're better than Stefan, and Father's stern voice cuts your daydreams short. You lost all track of time. It is evening now. How do you get your hands on this toy, Thomas? Why aren't you studying? Give it to me. You will have double the lessons tomorrow. Oh. Sweet temptation. Grandfather's visits are no longer a cause for fear and panic in the house. He has become something you are used to, something nagging, yet not an ordinary, like a splinter or a strain on your trousers. The tension still remains, however. Sir Gregor's disdain for everyone in the house is so palpable it almost stings for you. Your lessons with the tutor are done for today. You're walking down the stairs when you spot Gloria peeping into the sitting room through a slightly open door. You sneak up on your sister and tap her lightly on the shoulder. She is startled. Oh, it's you, Thomas. Look, look. Sir Gregor's eating something. Grandfather is sitting on the sofa, flipping through a book with one hand and reaching for a glass bowl with another now and then. Inside the bowl you see candied fruit, a sweet confectionery forbidden to the common estate, like all sweet things. Yet Grandfather's face shows no pleasure as he keeps consuming the high-born treats. The clock strikes 3. Grandfather rises from his seat, puts away the bowl on a shelf, and leaves for the yard. He always takes a walk in the city at this time. Gloria nudges you with her elbow and looks at the candy bowl when you look at her. The first emotion you feel is fear, but next comes curiosity, and it is stronger. Stefan used to boast that candied fruit tastes incredible, and now you have a perfect opportunity to try it. You try candied fruit first. The sugar starts to melt as soon as you put it in your tongue. It is so sweet. You have never eaten anything as good as this. You take the whole bowl off the shelf and give it to your sister. She takes a fruit and brings it to her mouth, carefully, like a rare treasure. There's a thumping on the stairs, footsteps accompanied by the knocking of a walking stick. You have no idea why, but Grandfather is back. You quickly hide behind the sofa and pull Gloria after you, but she is frozen in place with the bowl in her hands. The door opens. Grandfather's menacing figure advances on Gloria. His hand seizes her arm. You squalid, ungrateful, war-born child! How dare you bite the hand that feeds you? You and your trollop of a mother would be sleeping in a ditch if it weren't for my spineless son. The sweet and pleasant things in life are for the noble estate, not for the likes of you. Do you forget your lot? His hand swings and hits Gloria on the cheek. She falls to the floor right next to where you are hidden. Her fingers glisten with the warm, melted sugar that brought you here. Grandfather advances again, his walking stick ready, but then he sees you huddling behind the armchair. Please, don't hurt him, Sir Brante. This is all my fault. He tried to stop me. You can already see a bruise on Gloria's cheek. This is only the beginning of her punishment. Gloria was caught red-handed unlike you. You can still avoid your punishment. What is it then, milksop? Do you try the sugar too? Or were you trying to stop this piece of filth like she says? Okay, we can either tell the truth. Going to gain 1 perception, but lose 5 willpower, which I don't really like, because I want to have some willpower left. We can lie and gain 5 willpower, but then Gloria will suffer for it. Or you can mock Grandfather along with your sister. Okay, if Gloria is grateful. And I guess my grandfather will really, really hate me if I do that, but yeah, I think that's the best option. I mean, game 1 determination. I don't want to lose any willpower anymore. And I want to keep my relationship with Gloria improving. I don't care about my grandfather. He's a bad man anyway. Let's mock him. You start mocking grandfather, convinced that Gloria will join you. What the hell, man? I'm so going to die again. You jump up and try to shoot Gloria. Then you start boasting, right in his face. Yes, you really eat the sugary treat, and it was very much the opposite of sweet. Good thing Gloria did not have time to eat hers, or it would have disappointed her too. Gloria catches on in a moment. Yeah, sugary treats are for fat, noble kids, but they're gross to us. We're just commoners. You continue her train of thought. Why, we simply got curious after Stefan started boasting about it. He told us these treats are so good you could eat them forever. But no, your other brother lied. They're simply unbearable. But then again, what else would you expect from grandfather's darling Stefan? Grandfather's face is red with rage. He strikes you both with his walking stick, blow for blow. You dare mock me? I will not let this stand. Know your place, you foul, low-born scum. He keeps hitting you until he grows tired. And then he leaves you where you are, muttering in impotent rage. Soon enough, Mother comes in to find the two of you on the floor, too afraid to move. She shakes her head in disappointment. You are badly hurt and covered in bruises, yet she still forces you to kneel and recite the precepts of the lots and how important it is to follow them. Gloria's face is bruised and swollen, but she still gives you a weak smile. We got him so riled up. Two commoners made an honorable noble feel helpless. Makes all the pain worth it. Isn't that right, brother? Okay. So now Gloria is sympathetic to us, I guess. Cool. Your entire body hurts from the heavy blows, but deep inside you're ecstatic. You stood up to grandfather today. It is a victory you remember for the rest of your life. Yikes, okay, he's now openly hostile. Okay, hopefully nothing bad happens because of this. And resolute determination 6, nice. The sacrament, okay. Father and mother have been focused on Nathan and you since early morning. Instead of breakfast, you're told to say your prayers, wash your hands and faces, and get dressed in plain white shirts. Today is the day of your sacrament. Mother, I want to go play in the yard. No playing today. You and Thomas are big boys now. It's time for you both to have your first sacrament. No one can live without a lot. I don't want a lot. Be quiet and listen. You were born commoner, so you must accept a low-born lot before the twins. When you grow up, you'll get a chance to earn a noble lot. Father and mother take you to the carriage. Nathan is hungry. He starts whining. Grandfather is the last to get in the carriage. His eyes are on you and your brother, looking for every fault. Soon the carriage is moving along the streets of Anisot, slowly and solemnly. One more turn and you see the colossal white building marked by two massive pillars. For the first time in your life, you are to enter the Church of the Twin Gods. You enter the gate and walk under the splendorous dome of the church. The church hall is divided into two halves. They are drastically different from one another. The floor on one side is rough and jagged and covered in dried brown spots, while the floor on the other side is made of smooth marble. The commoners kneel on the jagged floor, and the well-dressed nobles and their families sit on pews. Father and grandfather leave you to sit on one of the nobles' pews. Mother walks to the rough stone on the commoner's side and gets down on her knees. You see her wince in pain for the low-born estate she will suffer in the house of the fate. The church acolytes surround you and lead you to the altar, where you and other children will take your sacrament this day. Before you stands a tall priest, dressed in black, with a sword in one hand and a hefty whip in the other. Nathan's whining grows louder. He dislikes this place. He is scared. You remain quiet, but your stomach rolls in uneasy anticipation. The first child to take the sacrament is a jaunty little boy from a family of nobles. The priest extends the sword before him and recites the word of his lot. From this day forth he will fight and rule and pursue the arts, his mind now forever free from the thralls of suffering, for he now belongs to the noble lot. The boy proudly touches the flat on the blade with his lips. Nathan is next to receive the sacrament. He suddenly snaps out of his fearful trance and tries to break free, but the acolyte pulls him towards the altar and throws him on the jagged floor on the lowborn side. The sharp edges bite into Nathan's knees as he lands, spraying drops of red around him. I don't wanna. Thomas, why do you want to whip me? What did I do? You try to break free and run to Nathan's side. You want to give him courage and protect him, but the acolyte's grip on you is too firm. You feel utterly helpless. Your little brother has to face the world all by himself. The priest starts reciting the words of the lot as he swings the lash over Nathan's shoulders. From this day forth, Nathan, thou shalt endure and work and suffer. Thou shalt be ardent in thy labor and humble in the obedience of thy rulers. And now comes the first true suffering, which thou must accept with gratitude. The lash cracks. He strikes his left shoulder. The blows are so powerful that Nathan falls to the floor. The priest tells him to rise. He has received his lot. Nathan gets on his feet and drags himself towards Mother. His knee is torn and bloodied, his spirit broken. Man, this is so messed up. It's your turn. You feel your feet will not move. You can barely muster enough strength to walk to the altar. You get down on your knees and feel the sharp stones below, so sharp your clothing cannot protect you. Your skin begins to burn. The acolyte forces your head down, and you feel the lash being drawn above you, ready to strike. The priest's words are for you now. This thy sacrament. Thou shalt work and endure and suffer. Thou art about to receive the first true suffering of the sacred lash. Dost thou accept thy lot? Okay, this is it. Moment of truth. So, what are our choices? Here everything is available to us. Accept it, then we'll lose determination and gain 1 perception. You humbly accept the commodus lot. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Sorry. Raise your head. Willpower plus 5. So this is... You raise your head defiantly and stand up. Okay, I guess this means you still accept it, but you accept it with pride. So this only you can do if you have determination greater than 4. I guess it's a little better than this, but still not good enough. Catch the lash. Actually, this is pretty nice. Determination plus 1 and perception minus 1. And kiss the sword. This is the one. This is what I wanted to do. Basically, screw this whole procedure, screw this whole ritual. We decide what we are going to become in life. So basically, that's why we needed to have at least 0 willpower and not minus 10. We gain the nobleman's sacrament, determination plus 1, perception minus 1, willpower minus 10. And Gregor, and that's very interesting, our grandfather actually starts to respect us more. But yeah, basically we'll defy our fate. You defy the right of the sacrament and kiss the priest's sword. The whip slices through the air, about to strike, but your eyes are transfixed by the blade the priest holds in his other hand. You jump up and away. The lash misses you. You grab the blade with your hands. It cuts into them without mercy. The priest wrenches it away from your bloodied fingers. You look him straight in the eye. I am Thomas of House Brante. The priest freezes in shock. You seize this moment to pull the sword closer and kiss the smooth cold blade. You hear cries of outrage among the churchgoers. Mother prostrates herself on the jagged floor, racked with fear. Father remains still, baffled by what we have just done. But grandfather looks at you intently as though truly seeing you for the first time. There is a semblance of respect in his gaze. Finally. You're forced back to the commoner's place at the altar. Darklight seizes you by the arms and legs and keep your face bent closer to the bloody jagged stones on the floor. The rush strikes your right shoulder, then your left shoulder, then you are taught to rise. You are a commoner. Well, only by name, because we are noble by soul. Mother takes your hand and leads you out of the church. Once you're outside, she scolds you for being insubordinate and bringing shame to your family. Nathan holds your hand as you walk, his tearful face a mixture of confusion and awe as he looks into your eyes. But you do not feel as though you have made a mistake. You did what was right for you. Okay, we are back to being inattentive. Only one perception. But now we are adamant. 7 determination, nice. And willpower is basically at -10. So we're almost up to ground zero, but we basically focused everything on determination. And again, the sacrament. You have taken your first sacrament and received the commoner slot. Nobleman Sacrament event. Challenge the Sacred Order and attempt to seize a noble lot. Perfect. Okay. Year 1125. Childhood's End. The mark left on you by the sacrament takes a long time to heal. Mara says it's a reminder of your lot, suffering and sufferance, pain and patience. Gloria shows you the mark of the lash on her shoulder one day. It will never disappear. This is sick. You are a commoner now, this is the lot you were born into. But Father keeps telling you to study hard so you may yet earn a different lot and become a noble of the mantle. You recall the past with warm sadness, when Stefan still lived with you, or when he wrote to you for a time shortly after he left. Now he thinks it beneath him to write to the commoners in his family. Mara didn't lock herself in the bedroom as often back then. This changed shortly before Nathan was born. But most importantly, you missed the time before the terrifying figure of your grandfather was constantly looming over you. You learned the true power of the lot only after the head of the family's arrival. In grandfather's eyes, no commoner deserves to be treated with kindness. Is this just him, or is it the way of the entire world? The very thought makes you queasy. Queasy? Yeah. You're older now, and what's more, you're an older brother now. You've learned how to take care about somebody else, how to teach and protect. Soon, you're a small boy no longer. As the days pass, play gradually gives way to laborious study. Now your choice will decide your place in the bizarre and ruthless world of adulthood. Your childhood years are over. Yeah, this is chapter 1. So I guess we can go through all the events, all the choices that we made. Okay, your life begins. Your brother and sister took the first sacrament. Your younger brother Nathan is born. Okay, we are born in 1118 and Nathan is born in 1122, so he is 4 years younger than us. Your grandfather returns. You suffer your first death and rebirth. The fencing lesson. Sacrament. Nobleman Sacrament. Okay. Let's see what's here under Destiny. As you can see, we got 3 out of the 4 possible, let's say, events in our childhood. I don't know if it's possible to get all 4. I think not, actually, and I think this is by design. Because, yeah, you know, it's first of all, it encourages further playthroughs with some difference. And second, it's like in real life, you don't have time for everything, you have to make choices. But yeah, I think we're pretty happy with what we decided. So let's see here. So we got determination 7, but perception 1. Yeah, once again, pick and choose. Okay. Willpower -10, unfortunately, and we died once. Okay. So we continue to adulthood, but I think guys, this is a good time to finish today's recording with the end of our childhood, the end of chapter 1. So, until next time, I'll see you later. Bye bye. Have a good day.